Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shannon and I talk about books here. Today I'm going to be doing my TBR for the autumn equinox semester for the magical readathon. The readathon starts August 1st and it runs through the end of August. This semester we're focusing on studying for our callings. All of this information can be found on G's video for the autumn equinox and all of her past semester videos over at Book Roast if you want to follow along. I'm not going to go over the rules because that would make this video super long, and instead I'd rather you go watch G's video and give her some love on her video. For the autumn equinox, my calling is going to be demonology, and I am a half elf, half human character. I don't have a name picked out yet or anything, but I'll talk about that in another video perhaps. And my continent that I came from is Carador. I am part of the Order of the Crescent Guild. And I'm studying for demonology this year, so I have to read 7 books for the 7 classes that I have to take to pass my demonology studies and to be a demonologist. The way that this works is if you need an O, which is the first tier, then you read 1 book. If you need a Q, you have to read the O first and then the Q to get the Q for that subject. That makes this a little bit difficult. I can't kind of just read whatever book I want. I have to read the O book before I can read the Q book, but I can read the subjects in any order that I want, if that makes sense. So I have to get an O in elemental studies, and that class is the element of water, and that's to read a book with a drink. I potentially have a couple of books for this. I have to read the next Kingdom of Flesh and Fire book in the From Blood and Ash series, so I might read this one. You'll find out later that I'm going to be reading another book in a series, so I might read the next one in that series, which would be Empire of Storms. Or I might read the Unwind book in the Unwind Dystology. I started that one on my Kindle, but I might read the next one, which is Unholy, I believe, for starting my book with a drink. Or I might start an audiobook with a drink. So those are kind of my potentials for that one. I'm not going to do that one first because I'm kind of going to use this spot as my whatever I want spot, because I can read whatever book with a drink. Like, I am usually drinking something when I'm reading. Like, I have my coffee here. So that one's kind of like a free space for me. So, but those are some potentials. For my next subject, it's spells and incantations, and I need a Q in spells and incantations. So the first class is the recolor class, and for this one I have to use a random generated color wheel and find a cover with that color and read that. So I already did the color wheel and I'll pop it up here. I got red for my cover, so I went through my shelves and I found a couple of choices with red covers that I thought would be like fun to read for this readathon. They're all kind of big, so I think I'm gonna run into a problem because all of my books are large books and I need to read 7 of them. And I normally read like 8 books a month, but that's including like audiobooks. So I really have to like get to it, you know what I mean? But my books with a red cover is Queen of Shadows, which is why I picked Empire Storms for that other one. Scythe, which is the first book in the Scythe trilogy. And then I picked Wool by Hugh Howey. This is actually I believe it's a short story collection. So this could be kind of fun, but I can't start my next prompt until I finish this book. So I don't know if I want to do this one or not. But this is a little bit, if I don't want, this is like a dystopian book, and so is this one, but this is YA dystopian, and then I just have YA fantasy. So I guess it depends on what I'm feeling. My next class for spells and incantations is to read a book on someone else's TBR. I took Star Sight off of Bailey's bookshelf on Instagram. She's reading it for her TBR for the autumn equinox. I read Skyward and I really liked it, so I've been meaning to read Star Sight. When I saw it on her TBR when I was scrolling through Instagram, I was like, that's it. I have to take that one. And then I told her that I was taking Star Sight off of her TBR for my TBR for this readathon, and she said that she actually took Star Sight off of her friend's TBR. So this book has been borrowed twice. So I'm kind of hoping that one of you will borrow Star Sight from my TBR so it will like keep going. But I'm going to read Star Sight. This is the second book in the Skyward trilogy. There is another one, I think it's called Cytonic after this one. I don't have it. And then there's a short story novella, and Brandon Sanderson is working on another book, I believe. But yeah, Star Sight. Then I have to take a conjuration class. This is the Foundations of Necromancy. So my first thought for this is because I have to read a book that has necromancy themes, I wanted to just do a reread of Gideon the Ninth, which I still might do because it's available to me for free through Amazon Prime Reading, and that would be an ebook for me, so like that might be a good option. But there was a thread on Twitter, on the Magical Readathon Twitter handle, about books with the necromancy theme, and the Clockwork Angel was actually in that thread, and this is one of the books in the Shadowhunter series. There's so many books in that series, but this is one of the recommended places to start is the Infernal Devices trilogy. So I have all of those. So I was thinking about starting that series, but if I don't want to start a new series, I will probably just reread Gideon the Ninth, because I know for a fact that one has necromancy. Because I want to be a demonologist, I have to take all 3 of the demonology classes. To get a Q in demonology, I have to do imp wrangling, and that's just to read a fantasy book. Most of the books here that I'm reading are fantasy books, but I really want to read House of Breath and Sky. This is a very thick book, but the ending was kind of spoiled for me on TikTok, I think. So I have a wild theory that if that spoiler was correct, that I have a crazy theory for the next book in this series. So I kind of just want to like read it and like see if I'm right or not. So I'm gonna read this one. And after I'm done with that, my next class for a Q in demonology is Caro, the Demon of Chaos. And I had to do a random number generator and then pick that book off my shelves and read it. So I already did this too because I didn't want to fuss around while I was recording. I got the number 267 out of all the books that are on my shelves. And that book is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I've had this on my shelves for a while, and it's been on my TBR a couple times before. It's a pretty short book, so I was kind of happy that I picked this one. I think that'll be fun. And then once I'm done with this one, I have my next class to finish the demonology is a D in demonology, and it's Banishing Spells 101. And this is a book at risk of being unhauled from your shelves. So there's actually a couple books that would have fit for this. Lilac Girls is at risk of being unhauled because I haven't read it in a long time. And then I have a bunch of books on my floor over here that are at risk of being unhauled, but I've already read them. I was looking at my shelves for like shorter books that I've had for a while that I was not sure if I wanted to keep or not, and I found Verify. This is by Joelle Charbonneau. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce that last name at all. Last year I read her, I think it's Graduation Day series. I'll put the cover up here. And I really loved that trilogy. So I realized that this was the same author that wrote that trilogy, and I was like, you know, let's just give it a try, and if I don't like it, it will officially move to my unhaul pile. But I got this book from my not my first, but one of my Beacon Box subscriptions. And it has like a reader note inside. So yeah, so I'm finally gonna give this one a try and see if it moves to like stay on my shelves or if I finally unhaul it. Those are the 7 books that I plan on reading for the August Magical Readathon semester. There's also some quests that I potentially will be reading for, but instead of talking about them here, I'm actually going to be doing weekly vlogs for the Readathon, and I will talk about the quests for that week. Like, I'm thinking about maybe doing a quest a week. Another vlog that I'm going to do for this Readathon is for the random color cover wheel generator. G did this challenge, I believe last month, and she made all of her books from June based off of the random color wheel generator. And when she read that book, she did a vlog. She had to wear that color. She like ate that color. She did an activity for that color. So I'm going to try to do that too. So I have tons of fun vlogs planned for the Readathon. I'm going to be making TikToks in my character. I'm going to be posting on Instagram, and I'm going to be making videos here. So if you guys want more fun Magical Readathon content, go ahead and give me a follow and check out my other social media pages so you can follow along there too. And if you're planning on doing the Magical Readathon, leave your TBR down below or leave me a link, which would be even better so I can watch your video and leave a comment and maybe we can be friends. So if you think any of that is fun, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys later as I continue with the Magical Readathon goodness.